Hi everyone. Welcome back to our channel English Rise. This channel is not here to motivate you. It is here to tell the truth. A truth that is uncomfortable, but necessary. If you want to improve your English and at the same time develop clarity, self-awareness, and a stronger mindset, consider subscribing. Today, we are talking about something that many people are afraid to question: hard work. We were told a simple story. Work hard, stay disciplined, never give up, and success will come. But for many people, success never arrives. They work hard, they sacrifice, they stay busy, and still feel stuck. Today, we ask a difficult question. Why is hard work alone not enough to succeed? Part 1. How hard work became a moral identity. Hard work is not just behavior, it is identity. From a young age, many people learn that effort equals value. If you work hard, you are a good person. If you struggle, you are doing something right. This belief becomes moral. People feel proud of exhaustion. They wear stress like a badge of honor. I work harder than everyone else. I never stop. I sacrifice everything. These statements sound strong, but they hide a dangerous assumption. That effort alone guarantees progress. Hard work becomes emotional protection. When life does not work out, people say, "At least I worked hard." This protects self-esteem, but it also prevents reflection, because questioning hard work feels like questioning character, and that is uncomfortable. Part 2. Why busyness is often confused with progress. One of the biggest illusions of modern life is busyness. Busy people feel productive. Their days are full. Their schedules are packed. Their minds are exhausted. But busyness is not direction. You can move constantly and still go nowhere. Many people work hard on the wrong things. They respond instead of create. They react instead of plan. They execute without strategy. This creates fatigue, not advancement. Busyness feels safe. It avoids difficult questions. Questions like, is this effort aligned? Is this leading anywhere? Is this the best use of my energy? Hard work without reflection becomes repetition. Repetition without learning becomes stagnation. Part 3. The psychological comfort of hard work. Hard work feels honest. It feels controllable. You may not control results, but you can control effort. This makes hard work emotionally attractive. When outcomes are uncertain, people cling to effort. Effort becomes a coping mechanism. If I work harder, I don't have to face uncertainty. But life is uncertain, and effort does not remove risk. It only delays clarity. Many people work hard to avoid thinking. Thinking requires vulnerability. It forces you to admit that maybe effort is misdirected, that maybe the path is wrong, that maybe change is needed. Hard work can become avoidance. Part 4. Why effort without direction leads to frustration. Direction is more important than intensity. 10 hours in the wrong direction is worse than 1 hour in the right one. But direction requires awareness. Awareness requires slowing down. And slowing down feels dangerous to people addicted to effort. They fear stopping, because stopping might reveal that the effort was misplaced. So they keep going. Faster, harder, more tired. Frustration builds. Not because they are lazy, but because effort is not translating into meaningful progress. This creates resentment. Resentment toward life, toward others, toward success itself. Part 5. The myth of, if I work harder, it will eventually work. This myth is powerful. It keeps people trapped. If I just try more, if I just push harder, if I just sacrifice longer. Sometimes this is true. Often it is not. Life is not linear. More effort does not always mean better results. Sometimes it means deeper exhaustion. Hard work amplifies direction. If direction is wrong, hard work accelerates failure. But this truth is rarely taught because it contradicts simple motivational narratives. Part 6. How hard work can hide lack of skill and strategy. Effort is visible. Skill is subtle. Strategy is invisible. People praise effort because it is easy to see. But success depends more on skill development, strategic thinking, leverage, timing, decision-making. Hard work without skill creates struggle. Hard work without strategy creates burnout. Many people avoid skill building because it requires humility. Learning means admitting you don't know. Effort feels safer than learning, but learning changes outcomes. Part 7. The role of environment and leverage. Hard work ignores context. Environment matters. Who you work with, what systems you operate in, what opportunities surround you. Two people can work equally hard and get completely different results. Not because of character, but because of leverage. Hard work without leverage is inefficient. Leverage multiplies effort. Without it, effort remains linear, and linear effort has limits. Part 8. Why many hardworking people feel invisible. Many hardworking people feel unseen. They do everything right. They show up. They stay consistent. But recognition does not come. This creates bitterness. But success is not a moral reward system. It does not care about fairness. It responds to value, impact, and positioning. Hard work is input. Success is output. The connection is not automatic. If this feels uncomfortable, that is awareness. Awareness is not judgment. It is clarity. And clarity is the beginning of intelligent effort. Part 9. Why hard work often ignores emotional intelligence. Hard work focuses on doing, but success often depends on understanding. Understanding people, understanding systems, understanding timing, understanding yourself. Emotional intelligence is rarely taught. People believe results come from effort alone, but effort without emotional awareness creates conflict. People work hard but sabotage relationships. They push when patience is required. They speak when silence would be wiser. They react instead of responding. Emotional intelligence allows you to read situations, to sense resistance, to notice opportunities, to adjust behavior. Without it, hard work becomes force, and force creates friction. Part 10. How poor decision-making drains even the hardest workers. Hard work does not fix bad decisions. In fact, it amplifies them. Working hard in the wrong direction wastes time faster. Many people confuse persistence with wisdom. They continue not because the path is right, but because they already invested so much. This is emotional attachment, not strategy. Good decisions require pause. Pause feels uncomfortable to people addicted to effort. But without pause, patterns repeat. Hard work becomes a loop. Part 11. The difference between patience and passivity. Some people hear that hard work is not enough and misunderstand the message. They think effort does not matter. It does. But effort must be intelligent. Patience is not waiting. Patience is active alignment. It is knowing when to push and when to hold. Hard workers often push constantly. They lack patience, and impatience destroys timing. Part 12. Why timing matters more than intensity. Intensity feels heroic. Timing feels invisible. But timing shapes outcomes. Knowing when to enter a market, when to speak, when to act, when to wait. Hard work ignores timing. It says, now, always now. But life responds to rhythm. Those who succeed learn to move with it. Part 13. Hard work and the illusion of control. Hard work creates a sense of control. If I do more, I control the outcome. But control is limited. Markets change, people change, Life changes. Those who rely only on effort struggle when conditions shift. Adaptability matters more than force. Part 14. Why some people succeed with less effort. This reality frustrates hard workers. They see others succeed faster, with less visible effort. This feels unfair. But fairness is not how reality works. Some people focus on leverage, on positioning, on decision quality. Their effort is targeted, not constant. Part 15. The danger of attaching self-worth to struggle. Many people tie their value to how much they suffer. If it hurts, it must be meaningful. This belief is dangerous. Struggle does not equal value. Results come from alignment, not pain. When suffering becomes identity, people resist ease, even when ease is intelligent. Part 16. Why rest is not the opposite of hard work. Rest is not laziness. Rest is integration. Without rest, learning does not consolidate. Creativity disappears. Perspective narrows. Hard work without rest reduces intelligence. Part 17. Learning to think strategically, not just work hard. Strategy asks different questions. What creates the most impact? What is unnecessary? What can be removed? What can be leveraged? Hard work asks, how much more can I do? Strategy reduces effort. Hard work increases it. The goal is not exhaustion. The goal is effectiveness. Part 18. Success as a system, not a personality trait. Success is not about being special. It is about building systems. Systems for learning. Systems for feedback. Systems for decision-making. Hard workers rely on willpower. Systems reduce dependence on willpower. Willpower is limited. Systems endure. Part 19. Why many people burn out right before breakthrough. Burnout is not a badge of honor. It is a warning. Burnout happens when effort exceeds alignment. People push harder instead of adjusting. They collapse not because success was far, but because the method was wrong. Part 20. Redefining what working smart really means. Working smart is not cheating. It is respecting reality. It means choosing leverage over volume, clarity over chaos, direction over intensity. It means thinking before acting. Part 21. Integrating hard work with awareness. Hard work is powerful when combined with awareness. Effort plus direction. Discipline plus reflection. Consistency plus adaptability. This integration creates progress. Part 22. Letting go of the guilt of rest and change. Many hard workers feel guilty when they slow down. They equate rest with failure. But growth requires cycles. Push, pause, reflect, adjust. This cycle sustains progress. Part 23. Building a life that does not require constant struggle. A mature life does not demand constant sacrifice. It demands alignment. Effort becomes lighter when direction is correct. Life feels less like a fight. Part 24. What real success actually feels like. Real success is quiet. It feels stable, grounded, sustainable, not dramatic, not exhausting. Part 25. How society glorifies struggle and hides strategy. Society loves stories of struggle. They sound inspiring. They feel honest. They make success feel deserved. We hear phrases like, I came from nothing. I worked day and night. I sacrificed everything. But what is often hidden is strategy. Hidden decisions, hidden opportunities, hidden support systems. Struggle is visible. Strategy is quiet. So people imitate the struggle and miss the structure. They believe pain is the price of success. But pain is not a requirement. Alignment is. This glorification of struggle creates a dangerous belief. If I am suffering, I must be on the right path. This belief keeps people stuck in inefficient systems. Hard work becomes theater. Performance replaces progress. Part 26. The ego attachment to hard work. Hard work feeds the ego. It creates identity. I am the one who never stops. I am the responsible one. I am the strong one. Letting go of constant effort feels like losing identity. People fear that if they slow down, they will become irrelevant. But ego is not truth. Ego wants validation. Growth wants clarity. Sometimes the hardest work is letting go of the need to prove yourself. Part 27. Why many people avoid thinking long-term. Hard work focuses on today. Long-term thinking feels abstract. It requires patience, delayed gratification, trust in invisible results. Many people avoid long-term thinking because it reveals uncomfortable truths, that some efforts will not pay off, that some paths need to be abandoned. That time has already been wasted. So they stay busy. Busyness protects them from confronting reality. Part 28. The role of money and misunderstanding value. Many hardworking people struggle financially, not because they lack effort, but because effort does not equal value. Value is created when effort solves meaningful problems. Hard work that does not create value is invisible to the market. Markets reward impact, not intention. Understanding this changes everything. Part 29. Why hard work without feedback is dangerous. Feedback is information. Without feedback, effort becomes blind. Many people work hard, but never measure results. They repeat the same actions hoping for different outcomes. This is exhaustion without learning. Feedback allows correction. Correction creates growth. Part 30. The fear of stopping and restarting. Stopping feels like failure. Restarting feels humiliating. So people continue on paths they no longer believe in. Hard work becomes inertia, movement without intention. True strength is knowing when to stop and having the courage to begin again. Part 31. Why discipline must evolve with awareness. Discipline without awareness becomes rigidity. Rigidity breaks under pressure. Mature discipline adapts. It listens. It adjusts. It evolves. The goal is not to endure endlessly. The goal is to progress sustainably. Part 32. Success requires subtraction, not only addition. Most people try to add more work, more hours, more effort. Few people ask, what can I remove? What is unnecessary? What is draining energy? Subtraction creates clarity. Clarity amplifies results. Part 33. The difference between movement and momentum. Movement feels productive. Momentum creates results. Momentum comes from alignment. When effort, direction, and timing align, progress accelerates naturally. Without alignment, movement stays heavy. Part 34. Why failure is information, not judgment. Hard workers fear failure. They see it as proof that effort was wasted. But failure is data. It reveals what does not work. Ignoring failure repeats mistakes. Learning from failure refines direction. Part 35. The role of self-awareness in sustainable success. Self-awareness changes effort quality. You notice patterns. You catch emotional reactions. You recognize limits. Without self-awareness, hard work becomes automatic. With self-awareness, effort becomes intentional. Part 36. When hard work becomes aligned. Aligned work feels different. It still requires effort, but it feels meaningful. Energy returns faster, focus improves, results appear more clearly. This is not luck. It is alignment. Part 37. A new definition of success. Success is not exhaustion. It is stability. It is clarity. It is the ability to sustain effort without losing yourself. Final reflection. Effort is only one piece. Hard work matters, but it is only one piece. Without awareness, it becomes noise. Without strategy, it becomes waste. Without alignment, it becomes suffering. If this video challenged you, that is a sign of growth. This channel exists to question what is normal and build what is meaningful. If you want to grow your English and your mindset together, subscribe to English Rise. Remember, hard work opens doors, but clarity decides which doors matter. And true success is built with intelligence, patience, and awareness.